All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Monster, episode 48.
We left off with a very creepy scene with Anna and Dieter and an empty room with flashbacks.
And flashbacks to creepy maybe girl.
Yeah.
That is holding the monster...
The book.
Children's book.
Children's book.
Being like, hello.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Yeah. And we have also this whole thing with Tenma, Grimmer, and Colonel Ronke.
Yes. The punny names continue to astound us. Not just Detective Sook, but now Colonel Ronke.
My rank is Colonel. My name is Rank as well.
Yes. Ronke. Colonel Ronke.
Yes, exactly.
It's like,
yeah.
But he seems rather amiable so far. You know,
he seems helpful for someone that's in a dangerous
position like him.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's at this point now where Johan is either going to make his move on Anna, or he's going to let Anna kind of position herself in such a way that she will be alone so that he can then make his move.
So Dieter, you need to be the goodest boy
right
now.
Dieter is literally the linchpin here. He needs to be the one that makes sure that she's okay.
Yeah.
We also have maybe a little bit of a worry that
I'm curious because Sook is being held captive, but the Colonel Ranke, he seems very agreeable, and he'll let him go.
He just seems to be one guy that has his whole thing with his son being at Kinderheim and the whole Grimmer thing. It seems too easy. It seems
okay.
I'm worried that this whole Czech secret police thing
it's a trap.
It's that it's bigger than just what it appears to be.
Yeah, we know at the very least that there was stuff going on that he didn't know about.
Yes, exactly. So it seems more like he'll be an ally in things potentially coming up in the future. But
he's not necessarily going to make everything just go super easily.
Exactly. That's why I'm a little bit worried about Grimmer and Tenma still. But yeah,
this is going to be good.
This is going to be good. So without further ado, guys, let's get into this.
ああ、スークさんなら409号室ですけど。記憶が戻ったり、すっかり忘れてしまったり。今日はどうかしら。
Crap! And then they're gonna pan down and Dieter's with her, and it's like, oh god.
No. There's no reason for Anna to come here.
Yeah, it's basically just Johan with a wig and a scarf
and
the makeup. Yeah.
オルガおばさんに取られないようにしなくて。
大丈夫。ヤンは無事です。心配いらないわ。
あなたってとっても優しい目をしてるのね。
It's gonna show him walking out with it.
お礼なんて私はただあなたがヤンから預かっているのを見せてもらう。預かっているもの。カセットテープ。
Like Johan can't even hide his actual facial expression when it's like the scariest thing.
母親に託していたとはな。行こう、ドクター天馬。で全貌が明らかになれば、あんたの無実は晴れるかもしれない。グリマーさん、あなただって。
今日はとても調子がいいようですよ。
どうも。
先ほど面会にいらした方とのお話がとても良かったみたい。
面会？
金髪のロングヘアのとても美しい。
テープが。
Oh boy. It's too late.
来てくれたのね。もうすぐあなたたちがここよ。
Oh wait.
ヤンはどうしているの？
Then what did Johan
do?
I don't know.
ヤンの病院に連れて行って頭の中がとてもはっきりしているわ。さっき来た人が呼び覚ましてくれたの。
Wow.
でも今日だけかもしれない。 ヤンに合わせて。
お連れしましょう。ヤン・スークのいる病院へ。
グリマーさん。母さん。
This is Johan's doing.
どうして私を呼んでくれなかったの？9歳の時、あなた木から落ちたでしょ。なんでもない、平気だよって歩いていた。ひどい捻挫してたのに。はあ、神様、この子を忘れさせないで。どうか神様、ヤンのことだけは忘れさせないで。
君が一番怖いものは何？
僕の中の怪物がどんどん大きくなる。
もう十分だ。これ以上聞きたくない。
Come on, he's getting unsettled.
いや、あなたは聞くべきだ。あなたの甥が何をされたか知るべきだ。
僕が一番怖いもの、それはね、アンナを忘れてしまうこと。毎日毎日おかしな授業で記憶がなくなっていくんだ。
Holy crap.
お願い、世界にはアンナと僕2人だけなんだ。
Wow, that's so
この記憶だ
sad.
けは
Oh my gosh.
お願い。
Yep.
聞かせてあげられるのは
Oh. Yep.
なんだ、若い男の声だ。
Johan left a message. He recorded over it.
やっとわかったんだ。
ドクターテンマ。
Tenma's like,
Does he start to piece it together?
ヨハンの声だ。
僕がどこへ行くべきかやっとわかったよ。
連邦捜査局きってのエリートだったのに
Wait.
限度知らないからな、あの人は。
wait, are we getting Lung? Is this Lung? Yeah, it's Lung. All right, Lung is back.
休暇はどこで過ごすんだって？
Oh.
チェコのプラハとか言ってたけ
Oh,
ど。
oh, good. We're getting this now. Awesome. Awesome. Dang, that's a big.
It's like a land out of a fairy tale.
Yeah.
ご注文は
コーヒー。
I knew he was gonna say that. I should have said something. I was like, he's just gonna say one coffee or something.
ビールを。
Oh,
He actually is on vacation.
dang.
Is this just happenstance?
Downs it in one gulp. Oh, no, okay.
所長に面会したいという方が
Yansuk.
アポイントメントのない人間には合わん。しかし
There's a Grimmer.
Nope. It's
Oh, right. Duh.
I love how his legendary
いや、
reputation
驚
precedes
きました
him.
よ、ルンゲ警部。一昨年のインターポールの会議以来ですね。
Gotcha.
あの時、分科会のセミナーであなたがされた講義、できればあなたにいろいろご教授願いたいくらいです。
Oh.
何しろ事件は混沌を極めてましてね。ここプラハ署と旧チェコスロバキア秘密警察とのつながり。ゼマン警部はその時無届けの養護院経営者殺害事件の捜査を行っていた。
その事件の容疑者は？
グリマーという第一発見者が容疑者として浮かんでいるのですが、養護施設の子供たちは別の人間が事件直後立ち去るのを目撃しています。金髪の美女、この署の前任の署長とベテラン刑事2名が毒入りのキャンディーで殺害された。
Oh.
Really?
Oh. You see his eyes narrowing right
秘
there.
密警察の関係者だった。
毒殺事件の容疑者は？
Yeah.
ゼマン警部の直属の部下でスークという若い刑事です。
で、そのスーク刑事は？
現在行方不明です。
状況証拠は全てスークを指しているが、彼には十分な動機がない。
Yes. Good.
は
彼にはそこまでの犯行を犯す匂いがない。よく似た事例を知っているので、
Good.
休暇中とはいえその手はちゃんと動い
That's
ていま
cool. He
した。
does know. Awesome.
客観的なデータの蓄積
Oh,
で
that's
したね。
so cool.
そしてまたあなたは講義でこうもおっしゃった。そのデータをもとに今度は逆に完全な主観で操作する。言い換えれば犯人になりきるでしたね。スークになりきるとしたら彼は何を考え
あいにくと私は休暇中でね。
あ、いやー、こちらこそ申し訳ない。
やっと一冊見つけました。
Okay.
実は今日伺ったのはお暇の時にこのチェコ語の文章をドイツ語に翻訳していただけないかと。
お預けいただければ明日までに部下にやらせます。
警察には根掘り葉掘り聞かれましたけど、あいつにはやましいことなんかこれっぽっちもないな。
Right.
警察関係の方ならあいつを助けてやってください。
あいにくと私は今休暇中でね、大した力にはなれないが。
I love how he's
But he's just collecting
彼が
information.
他に心を許して
and
い
yeah,
る
he
人
asks
物は
questions. Yep.
彼女ができかけてたんですけどね。あんな、ああそうだ、アンナ・リーベルト。金髪のとびきりの美人でね。うまくいきそうだってあいつ喜んでたのに。
アンナ・リーベルト。
I
10
really
年
hope
前
Lunge
東ド
isn't
イツ
coming
から
back
亡命
to
したの
die.
が一家殺人事件で生き残った双子の人。エミル・シェーベというのはペンネームかね。
ええ、多分そうですよ。他にもいくつかペンネームがあって、なんとかボナパルタ、
There it is, yeah.
それにヤコブ・ファロベック、クラウス・ポッペとか。
クラウス・ポッペの箱ならここにあるんだがね。
どうせ古いラフスケッチか何かの山でしょう。
Oh, but this is something no one's looked into. Oh yeah,
And that's... Okay.
it's interesting how. Oh my gosh!
妊婦。
Wow,
そ
that's
し
the
て
mom.
Holy
Oh my
crap!
gosh. Wow.
So, Johan's dad, maybe.
I mean, very real
I mean-
possibility. Yeah.
Probably.
双子。最後のページの文章だけ先に読んでいただけませんか。
ですね、せっかく名前がついたのに誰も名前を呼んでくれる人はいなくなりました。ヨハン、素敵な名前なのに。ルンゲ警部、夕食でもご一緒にいかがですか。休暇はいつまで取られるご予定で。
君、
はい。
ビールはやめてコーヒーにしてくれ。
He's on the job now.
Yeah.
長い休暇になりそうです。
Very long vacation.
Lung, we missed you.
We missed you,
We
Lung.
missed you big
Welcome
time.
back.
Welcome back. Sorry to interrupt your vacation, but I feel like this is the vacation for Lung. Like,
No, well, Lung came here with the book. That was
right, exactly.
the whole point.
He's like, I'm doing a personal investigation. I'm not doing anything for work. This is all
Right,
this
right.
is all just for me. This is me time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because I mean, let's be real. Lung is a very sad guy. Like, you look at where his life is. He really only has this whole case.
Right.
That's it.
Basically, yeah.
And that's why I think it's very poetic that if anyone dies in this story from here on out, other than some of the main characters, which I think Tenma kind of has to live,
right.
Because I don't think Johan would ever kill him.
Right.
Because I think Johan kind of feels a little bit indebted to him just for saving his life.
If he wanted to kill him,
he totally
would've,
could have.
Way long time ago.
So I think that Lung coming to see that Tenma was right all along and dying sometime after that, like maybe in 10 episodes, like you were saying, that makes perfect sense. The thing is that we're now in kind of like a mid-end game kind of thing here, where Johan is right there. He's so close.
Yep.
And he's not leaving.
Yeah. That's the weird thing. He could have just recorded blank space over the tape. I get that he wanted to tell them specifically, this is all you're getting, but that also that's leaving a trail.
Right. But
so,
we kind of know now where it makes sense for him to go. The man in the red mansion, the Franz Bonaparte, the one with all the pen names, the creator of the book, because Johan doesn't have memories of his childhood. That's why he freaked out when he saw the book, because suddenly the memories came back to him, just like Anna's did when coming back to the the Three Frogs whole place and stuff where she grew up. So he's coming back here because he's realizing there are loose ends, and it might not just be mother; it could be father. And the thing is that that's not like such a crazy theory. Now that I think about it, like the idea of both the mother and the father still living alive, maybe quietly somewhere out there, and the reason why probably the mother is still alive is because the father might be someone connected to the whole like secret police thing, and he's like just keeping her hidden in some like some place somewhere, just like.
And we know
sentiment.
We know he's connected to the secret place because he had the whole thing the colonel talked about him, the person that was low rank but no one ever like questioned anything about him and all that stuff. But wow.
And having real life be the basis for the characters, meaning that in a lot of ways the book was like a parting gift or a token of something from the creator to Johan and kind of Anna.
Yeah, what it makes it feel like is like it's some sort of oracle hero's journey. This is the quest that I am setting before you.
Which is really twisted because it's determining that this person is a monster from the get-go.
Right. It's basically
you're built basically to consume. Now, Now here's the crazy thing. Like we have the two of them.
Yeah.
And one of the things that's really potentially nasty insinuated there is that Anna is also, a monster.
Well, or at least that she was going to be, but then she, like, in the story, it talks about how the two were split, and they ended up finding different towns, which is interesting, because that was talking about something that ended up happening before it actually happened.
Yeah, it's almost prophetic. Because they ended up going to different orphanages.
Right, exactly. And it's then from there, all kinds of different things happened, and Anna ended up, being able to become a healthy human being,
Yeah, and I'm really curious about the eating part of one of them eating the other.
Right, maybe
Anna being essentially the one that would probably be eaten by Johan, because at the very end,
I believe that's how the story goes. Yeah,
Johan decided his name post eating the other monster. So
so maybe that's something where eventually, like.
But he has his name already. So is that eating thing actually referencing something that happened before the book was made?
Sure. So, it could be talking about the whole idea of taking on the persona and stuff.
Yep, triplets. Calling it. There was a third one. And Johan... No, like, maybe, bro. Like, maybe there was a third one. And that's the one that was being, like, welcomed. That was the one that was in the room. That's why Anna was like, why am I welcoming myself?
Or it could just... I mean, okay...
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Or it could just be Johan disguised as Anna as some sort of thing of the whole idea that you are two halves of the same whole. You are the same person, Because the whole idea of... I think the biggest bombshell this episode...
There are a lot of them.
There are a lot of them.
But
I feel like the biggest one, apart from, Johan doing everything with the tape and all that stuff, and Lunge being brought back and everything... The biggest bombshell is, what is it you fear most? That I'll forget about Anna.
Yeah.
Please don't take this memory away from me. I know that's what you're doing. Which is crazy because it sort of communicates that he was still kind of lucid in like even while being drugged up and stuff.
Well. The idea that he would tell his greatest fear to a stranger. He was not.
He would
lucid.
never do that. Yeah.
He was being vulnerable.
Yep.
And he was being taken advantage of.
That's not something Johan would do.
No. Yeah. Even as a young kid.
Right.
Even as a young kid. So he was being like terribly like honest. Like I really don't want to lose her. And maybe he had read the book already at that time. Because remember, this is at the orphanage, so this is post.
He would have totally. Yep.
So his thought is, oh no, something about Anna is going to be, if he had determined at least, like if he was smart enough to do all the things he did at Kinderheim, I think he was smart enough to realize that the end of the children's book has him being alone without Anna. Regardless of what the consumption meant, it would be that Johan is alone.
Right.
And I don't think Johan likes being alone.
Okay, sure.
And I think that this whole thing, this whole Prague thing, remember how I said it was a trap to bring in Anna?
Mm-hmm.
And in some ways for her to potentially replace him, to make put the fall on
to get a nice family reunion of everyone coming back together.
What if it's not for her to take the fall for him, but it's for them both to be essentially wiped clean from existence and to disappear together. And maybe he needs to leverage all of, all this trap that he's allayed here so that she will go along with him.
Yeah, and hey, because this is one of the other things.
Yeah.
It's not just the fact that we found out that was what was afterwards in the tape.
Yeah.
But the fact that Johan let people know that he was lucid here,
Yes.
He was not drugged up here, and he was grown.
Yeah, there's a reason why he left the rest of the tape.
And he
there.
took the thing that he is most terrified of, and he bared it for theoretically the whole world to see. Right?
Yeah.
Now he knew that Tenma and Grimmer were going to be the ones there. Then there's the Colonel Ranke, but
so
but
he
that
didn't
tape could be then
the
taken
Colonel
and
was there.
could have anything done with it. Right.
Yeah.
But the idea is that's leaving a trace, right? Which Johan doesn't like to do. And granted, he's doing it for his father, But
and this is where it gets complicated.
This is where this is where it gets complicated. It wasn't complicated before, but now it is. And also the idea that if this other dude, with the Rose Mansion and all that stuff,
Franz
Bonaparte, yeah. If that guy is Johan's father, then does that change the way Johan feels about Tenma? Or, like the fact that the parents might potentially still be alive. Like, how does that change things?
I think it's that he needs to speak with him. He needs to...
Sure.
Johan's probably going to present himself and look how big the monster inside of me has grown.
Yeah.
And maybe also combine that with Anna to have a full-on family reunion.
They can sit around the Thanksgiving table and...
Yeah. Regardless, actually, now that I think about it, regardless of whether or not this Franz Bonaparte character is Johan's biological father,
he is certainly the father figure.
What I'll bet it is that he's not only the father figure, he's the one that is probably the protector of Mrs. Liebert, and that, in and of itself, I think makes her probably treat Franz Bonaparte or whatever as the kind of father figure or whatever, or maybe they're married or something.
Well, it would totally make sense though for him to be the biological father because we know that the mother was a call girl, right?
Yes,
and he was in the secret police, so it's probably something where again, could they actually know whether it's biological, children or whatever? Because how could they didn't have genetic testing, back then? I don't think.
Right.
But
it leads to it. It leads to a conclusion there, and it's also something that, strangely enough, humanizes Johan.
Yes,
this whole thing might be also another trick from Johan to get at the empathy side of Tenma, and by extension anyone else with him by saying, "Look at me, I'm just a poor little boy.
Right. I've changed. I remembered where I came from, and all I want is my sister and my family, and let's live quietly in peace."
Right. He's probably telling the truth.
Yeah.
But the point is that he's also saying he's probably saying a lot of other things too.
And this is where I really hope that there's some sort of central intelligence agency thing or whatever, because I need Lunge to basically.
Wait, what?
No, I need Lunge to basically meet up with Tenma and Grimmer. And basically just talk. Share the information.
To translate, what I think you're saying is, I need another thing where they're all listening to the tape, but instead we have Lunge, and we even bring in some of the Munich people, and you bring everyone together and talk out, share all the information, and then they strike out together.
Exactly.
And I think that will happen, Jacob.
Right. It gets me worried because all this stuff that they're having Lunge figure out, it's making me worried if he's going to die. And unless Tenma knows it, it doesn't really exist in any kind of permanence because,
I think right now what we're leading up towards is kind of the annoying twist for the characters. It's not annoying for us, but that Anna's here and Johan's here. So there's two blonde, beautiful girls walking around the streets of Prague, and they both have some issues going on up here. But I think they're both going to disappear from the public areas of Prague very quickly because I think Johan is going to pick up Anna, and this is going to be the Dieter moment to shine, either like soon or like once they've been taken and Dieter like talks to Johan. Like that's the thing I'm more excited for than any kind of group collaborative and information sharing, because that's going to happen. Like I think that's just more of a matter of how long is it going to be until that happens. But I want Dieter to just sit there and talk with Johan, and Johan has this way with kids that's creepy. But Dieter's just going to be like, so it's you, huh? You're the one that's been causing Anna so much.
You've been very bad,
Yeah, and he's like, why would you say that? I've been nothing but a great brother to Anna. And she'd be like, really? Where have you been? I've had to be with her all this time.
Yeah, like that kind of thing that
like putting guilt and like
exactly
like,
because Johan thinks at such a high level, right? Anytime he's dealing with an adult, they're toast, right?
So toast,
But sometimes kids, they can just put things in perspective. There's simple truths that you can't really deny, right?
So Johan will have this work cut out for him to try and work his way into Dieter's head as well.
And they could take it a much darker route, but no, don't do that.
No. I'm not saying anything bad's gonna happen to Dieter.
No, I'm saying I know. I'm saying
they could do that.
They could, and that would in some ways make more sense. But they could absolutely have it go this way. And it would be amazing.
What I could actually see happening is, instead of it being a way of anything dark happening, is he gets Dieter to empathize with him just enough to where Dieter and him actually have a real conversation. Very vulnerable one.
Sure.
And Johan apologizes to him. Johan is like, yeah, I'm so sorry. I should have been there for my sister. He's like, yeah, you should have. Yeah. And he's not letting up.
No. And Dieter would be like, you don't need to apologize to me. You need to apologize to Anna.
Right. And then basically Dieter wins the discussion, but he starts to realize, oh, he's like me. Like, I kind of understand.
We both had Kinderheim treatment.
Yeah, there's a lot of honesty that could be shared, especially since Johan's the kind of person that probably already knows about Dieter. He might not. But
yeah, that would be really interesting. You'd be like, you knew so and so. Oh, he was still alive. Interesting.
Yeah, because Dieter knows plenty about Johan. Not everything, but knows enough to be like, oh, you're Johan. Oh, right. I just love the idea of Dieter not talking first, but first thing he does is he charges Johan, tries to punch him. It's the kind of thing where you see a kid and they get fired up at I don't know, in a football game or something, and they run over and they try to tackle someone 3 times their size, and it's just them grabbing at the
Wesley style or Zorro style. Yeah, one of the other things that I think would be just awesome is if Dieter sees Johan and he's just giving him the steely eye, and then he goes over to a payphone and he just takes some quarters and puts it in and starts dialing while never breaking eye contact.
It wouldn't be quarters in Prague, but
whatever.
The idea, he's like, I got you. You're done. And then he starts calling on the phone, and Johan's Johan has this brief moment where he's got his lazy look going, and then he just kind of goes he twitches. He's like, oh. And then he just turns and walks away quickly.
Now, of course, that wouldn't really work because,
there's no cell phones.
There's no cell phones. He would have to, call the police or something and then be
the police wouldn't care.
The police wouldn't care, there's all kinds of reasons that it just wouldn't work. But
because he would have to lie. He would have to be there's a blonde man trying to kidnap me or something. And be like, where are you? I'm at a payphone. How'd you get away from him?
His name's Johan Liebert, blah, 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 blah. He looks like this.
And then he disappears into the Anna form forever,
Right, yeah.
That's another thing to bring up, is that they're adding a whole new layer to, I would say, the mystery of Johan by having him be, empathetic and stuff with the whole,
right.
as he's a victim as a child ultimately. It's something. It's
Scary
something
to think about that.
Well, it's something that I think is good to bring up. Is that way back in the beginning of this, we were talking about the whole idea of the monster inside of humanity.
Yes.
Inside of all of us. And by having like a very specific moment where we actually get to hear Johan in his, young state is something that we never had direct information from.
Right.
We always heard about how he caused everyone at Kinderheim to kill each other.
Right.
And we think, oh, he was a monster from the get-go.
Yeah.
But what I get the vibe from here is that this boy was probably losing memory of Anna. And he decided that no matter what, he had to leave Kinderheim so that he could...
Before he forgot.
He could remember her. And
so it's like, so I'm going to burn this whole
I'm going to burn everything
Yeah.
down. So he has everyone kill each other. He does all this stuff. And, the whole thing of him staring from atop a flight of stairs or something.
That totally could have happened. And he could have been like,
happened.
Oh, yeah. All you little birds,
Yeah, you guys tried to keep me from Anna. And then he just goes on his hunt for Anna.
Sure.
The thing, though, that's curious is that he then... This is just a question here. He then goes on this discovery about the fear within humanity,
right?
And how to control it, how to manipulate it, how to own it, how to have mastery over it, and probably his own fears in a very Batman-esque way, but more mental domination type.
Right.
So, why did he do that?
Well, it could be just that he's like, okay, if me and Anna are the only ones in the world, I'm going to get her in 10 years, because there was that whole thing, which was just crazy, about how he left some message or something like that or whatever. He had seeded that he had already planned out that he was going to go pick her up in 10 years.
Okay.
So that could just be him being like, I need to be ready. Because clearly I wasn't ready. Anna shot me. So, so I need to make sure that I know my stuff, that way I can protect her, and so that I can also, and that's one of those things where, because of how maybe twisted everything got, he's like, well, it's fine if she's terrified of me, as long as she goes along with me, so that way we can be safe and together forever.
Okay, now help me out with this, because I'm going to need some continuity checks here. Now, this show has gone on for, a while now, and it's hard to keep everything in my head.
Right.
But I think he forgot about Anna. And I think it was the bullet wound to his head.
Oh.
I think that's why he didn't leave. Now tell me if I'm right. Did he leave the hospital with her when, in the very beginning?
Yes, they both left.
They both leave at the same time?
Yes. Or
Are we sure?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Because what I'm thinking, the reason why he went and did all of this stuff, the dark, controlling humanity stuff thing here. Oh, of course he remembered her. Yeah, he went through the whole thing with the Fortners and all of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he had been planning that for
a while. So my original theory that I was going with, and my continuity is all wrong, was that he forgot about Anna.
Okay.
But the book thing made him remember Anna, and he freaked out and changed his entire motivations for everything. But instead, let's go with...
It made him remember his parents.
He made him remember his parents. So let's go with the thing that he does remember Anna, all this, because that was just the truth.
Right.
But for some reason, I think that Anna, knowing, who Anna is and that she's important to him, that he wants to remember her and stuff, I think became separated from why Anna was important to him.
Okay.
So she had value because she was his twin sister.
Right.
And he knows that.
Yeah.
But I'll bet that the reason why he had all this plan of domination and becoming like the world's secret leader was because of Kinderheim programming put into him.
Okay.
And that was at a higher value than Anna.
Sure. And
once the book came in, Anna and family and all the things that he remembered suddenly jumped way above that.
And I think it wasn't immediately when he read the book, but I think it was once Schuold mentioned the mother,
Yes.
Then I think it was either me or you basically mentioned that because Johan remembered that family is what's most important, right? But really though, like
But really, So what this might be, and I love these types of twists.
Yeah.
Where the motivations of the antagonist are generally kept in a vague, kind of they're cloaked, they're veiled. We can't determine exactly what they are.
Yeah.
But because what the character does seems to always point towards these specific mini goals, we look at them as having their own type of progression rather than actually having motivation. And here comes Lunge in this episode being like, it's not Suk. He doesn't have motivation. He has no motive. And it clicked for me like in this weird wait, what's been Johan's motivation up until this point? And what they said way long time ago was that he wanted to be the last person alive on this world.
At the end of the world. Yeah.
That is wrong. Because Anna should be there with him. Which means that at that moment, he didn't...
His priorities were straightened out.
His priorities didn't have Anna in them.
Right,
Which is
and then he read the book,
Right. So, this means that if we rewatch Monster... probably from when we finish it, we'll be able to have an entirely new way of looking at every decision Johan does.
Yeah. Right.
And it
the tough thing here is that, and this is really tough to do in storytelling, is especially when you have an antagonist that is as mysterious as Johan, to have their motivations actually change. Because Johan's motivations are very definitely changing, right? Now, they're changing because of certain things and such, but because we don't have a very up-close and personal view of him, right? It's all just
not since person. Really the library.
Right, exactly. Not since then. And the fact that they gave us an up-close and personal view of his perspective and his, everything that he was just doing at that moment, well, that's a very clear reason, right? Because they're going to change his motivations, and they want to make sure that we are able to actually see that as opposed to hearing about it.
Right. So all this to say, this episode just suddenly just blew my mind, and also set a whole bunch of pieces into a perfect position to where we can kind of go, wait a minute, the whole rest of the show has this new context to it that we probably should have been able to catch on to earlier, but it wasn't definite, I think.
Yeah.
Or it wasn't above a certain percentage of probability.
Exactly. It's
until this episode.
It was a chance. There was a chance that's what it was. But now they're like, no, this is what's going on.
And it was because of the bombshell that you said. My biggest fear is forgetting Anna. That is so huge.
Yeah. Now, And I'm very happy that Lunge is back, because not just because I love him as a character, but because what he means for the plot, especially now that he is not just on his dogged Tenma is Johan kind of a thing. That guy's cooking with some real gas. I've
never heard that phrase before, but I love it.
With his little fingers tapping away.
Yeah.
It's and with the amount of information that he got this episode, and if he meets up with Tenma and Grimmer and the amount of information that he would have, he'd just be able to be like, okay, so this is what we're dealing with. All right.
He's we need to find Anna Liebert now.
Yeah. And these are the things, here's a shopping list. These are the things that, for whatever this dealing with the potential outcomes and whatever, because I have it all in here.
That is kind of the craziest bit about Lunge, is that what's probably going to save him, not save him, what's probably going to have him be the critical piece in stopping Johan is the same thing that he couldn't overcome when his family left, was that he doesn't communicate. He doesn't actually let other people in. So in order for him to help them win, he needs to let other people into his thought process,
he needs to
communicate.
Vulnerable.
I mean,
now it's not emotional vulnerability.
It's not emotional vulnerability.
Because he is very much emotionally involved in this case, but it's not him as a person talking about his feelings.
Yeah,
it's being like, okay, so here's what we're dealing with.
Yeah, and he would be so good as the structural plan coordinator for this operation, he'd be so good at that.
What year is it at this point? Is it 95 or something? I believe it's something like 95.
I don't want to guess because I don't think it really matters other than there are no cell phones.
But I think there should be soon because what was it? There are cell phones because Jan Suk had a cell phone. They might be expensive and they might be newer technology, but the thing is, so what we need need is
when did the show come out?
2005.
Okay, so let's just assume it came out around the time this timeline is when the show came out. A lot of shows like this like to do that because it makes it feel more real. So
well, but then there's the manga. So I'm pretty sure it was somewhere around 1995. I remember that year for some reason.
But that I think was the time that Johan got shot.
Maybe,
so
but
that would actually make sense that 10 years goes by.
No, but manga. It would be in the future when the manga was written if that was the case. But anyways, but the idea is that what they need to do is they need to get Lunge in a box, like in a room with no windows and like one door, and it's where no one knows that it exists, right?
Some scribes.
No, not even scribes. He just has a bunch of cell phones. He has a bunch of cell phones, and he has like an old computer in there, right? And it's just like he's got a headset, and like he could be in a cargo container, like like somewhere, right?
That's
a storage unit. But he's just like, okay, so here's what we want to do. Blah, blah, blah.
I love how this is your like you're in full like tabletop mode right now. You're like, all right, we have a busted caster communicator character with all this precognitive and all these abilities and stuff. Let's put them in an impenetrable box that can also send out signals and all that to communicate with people. No. I'm not tearing apart your idea. I'm not tearing apart your idea. I'm just saying that this is so meta in what you're like divining here, and it's actually like completely contradictory to what Lunge is as a character,
right? Because he has trust
to
other people
there
to get the information,
because they'll color their perceptions with their emotions and stuff, and won't be objective. And he's like, I will get the data objectively if I am there.
No, they wouldn't. No, okay. So I was gonna say, they need like head cameras.
Well, more than that, all they need to do is just have Lunge wear body armor underneath his suit.
Sure.
So if he gets shot, it must be a headshot, like perfectly. Right. Otherwise, he's gonna be fine.
Although let's face it, Johan's smart enough that he'd be like, why would I shoot people in the chest now?
Why would Johan shoot people?
It's a good point.
Johan is
that's so
Johan
20 episodes
Johan
ago.
Won't use a gun.
Yeah.
What's going to be horrible is that he'll find out where this Franz Bonaparte is, regardless of whether or not he's his father, and Johan will just be like, "Yeah, you are all mine now." Like he will basically like that's
assuming
probably what he's
control.
Yeah, that's probably if we think about it, the reason why he probably hasn't shown up right now. It's because he's. Oh wait, no, he just showed up with the mom.
Well,
and stuff.
And also we do have to worry about him killing people because that's what he's been doing for like the last 10 episodes.
I meant we don't have to worry about him. Oh,
it's just he's looking like Anna, so
that's right. It's not triggering in my head that he's actually killing people
because in a way he isn't.
Oh,
yeah.
This is some. To be fair, you need a really high IQ in order to understand Monster, and this is why I keep like forgetting things and stuff. And Jacob's just like big brain here, like we need to put Lunge in a box,
and then put that box inside of another box, and then mail that box to America.
And when it arrives, connect it with the Central Intelligence Agency and have everything be talking to everything. No, but the amazing thing about this is that Johan is this terrifying force of
just
humanity. I really think that what's really sad here is that his motivation right now is so relatable.
Yeah.
He just wants to find his family. He wants to be back together with his family. He wants to reconnect with Anna. He wants to have answers about his past. Because I'm sure, while he's also thinking about covering his tracks, he's more so thinking of, I wonder how much they could tell me. And how much I could get them to tell me. Like I'll bet Johan in a closed room with one or more parents, he would find out everything he needed to know in like from sun up to sundown. Like he would not need any more time than that. If anything, it would work extra more because they're connected to him in some way. And
so what if he goes to the mansion and they're like, we always knew you would return.
Oh, that would be cool.
Right?
That would be cool.
And then they pull out a little box, and they open it up, and we've been saving this for you. And it's a ballot inside.
God. No! No, Jacob! Like, I was thinking, like, so it's going to be some kind of device that will cause him to remember his Kinderheim moment and become, like, brainwashed again so that they can imprint onto him. And then you're like, no, it's a ballot. Like... You just want this thing again? You just want Jake anyways, so
anyways.
Seriously,
Mm-hmm.
Johan is so much more interesting now.
I just think you have this feeling that the next like 10 or so episodes will just be absolutely like incredible. Wasn't that great? Wasn't that great?
No,
it was so terrible. It was amazing. Yeah.
No. Yeah. I reject it.
Anyways,
like Johan and Griffith both rejected their humanity.
Wasn't that deal? Yeah,
that was deal.
But
oh man, but hey, great villains.
Yes.
Great villains. Anime does a fantastic job of making fantastic antagonists and giving them incredible journeys to go on as characters. You know, not just relating to the protagonist. It's this fantastic writing. Monster, you're once again proving what a masterpiece you are. So,
yeah,
kudos.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Anything else? Any more ridiculous connections?
Not really. I want the ultimate I want the ultimate D&D like dungeon buster squad of awesomeness in Monster to assemble. If Ava were brought in, that would make it even better. But
Ava could get brought in. I
get that they kind of resolved her character, even though. But yeah, this is gonna be good. It already is good.
Okay, I'll tell you though. If Ava shows up, she's dying.
Yes, but I would be absolutely okay with that. Just to have all of the pieces in the same place, so good. But that's not what he said. Yeah,
I love that we are in this goofy of a mode because, guys, this means like we are really enjoying this show.
Oh yeah,
and like the fact that this much happened this episode, and we're like. But there's so much more left. What?
Oh boy.
All right, guys. If you want to watch the next episode's reaction right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access where you can chat with us about stories or whatever. And if that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.